You know, it's really hard to make videos. Try to act like the world is normal. Everything's normal. I try, because my wife, my Thai wife, she doesn't deserve to be sad or stressed out every day or worried. She didn't do anything wrong, She worked hard her whole life since she was 15 years old. So, but I'm American. I'm from America. And I can't help but look at the news. Can't help it. Every day I must keep myself informed as to what's going on. And it doesn't look good, It doesn't look like anybody anywhere should be happy right now. Especially shouldn't be making jokes about things that there is no humor in it, Like people getting unalived by ICE. There's no humor in that. Or the person responsible for it, who's responsible for all of it. And then the people that are responsible for that person being responsible. So it's just a whole lot of bad stuff going on. And I want to help. I do. I want to spout words of wisdom, so important, so good that you must share this with everybody you know. And every day I spend a lot of time thinking about what somebody like me, a nobody, a loser, a disabled guy with a bad back and a crazy mind, who's got 5 personalities and has visual and audio hallucinations. The fuck can I say to make things better? What could I possibly say to help people understand? But there is something I want you to know. If you're MAGA, now listen up. If you made it this far, listen carefully. If you support current administration in America, listen carefully. If you made it this far, you don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to choose that path that makes you say, "Oh, fuck them. They deserved it." You should never say that about anybody. You want to know why? Because it's a tragedy when people and even animals aren't around anymore. Think about the existence itself, the ability to interact with your environment and choose, make decisions, live, enjoy being alive. And then think about how that just stops. For every single living organism, it stops. Even if you are MAGA or a current administration supporter or an ICE supporter, isn't there anyone in your life, in your family, and if not a human being, was there ever a pet that saddened you when it passed away? You should use that as your anchor to reality. These people that you're thinking deserve this or that, how are they different than the one that you cared about that's not here anymore? What makes them so different that you think it's okay for one but not okay for another? What makes you think it's not a tragedy in every version of it? It is. This is the thing we all have in common. We don't want our family to perish. We don't want our loved ones to be gone and not be here anymore. The people we care about. If you don't have a family, your friends. If you don't have friends, your pets. Anything alive that you care about. It could be a turtle. Like in Cyberpunk 2077. That guy had his grandma's turtle. Reminder of the past. And when his turtle passed, I know it's a made-up story, just a video game. When his turtle passed, he got really depressed because life as a police officer was just all about turning a blind eye to corruption, and he couldn't live with it. He couldn't live like that. You know? You got to understand that you can stop now. You can change now. You're not stuck. You're not stuck saying, oh, they deserved it. Fuck them. You're not stuck. You can just stop. Everything that you have done that has got you to this point, even if you yourself have personally unalived people, raped people, you still exist. You're still here. You're still able to make choices. And the only proper thing to do is to stop being a bad person. Stop being discompassionate. Stop being cold-hearted. Start helping people. You may think that you've done such bad stuff that you can never come back from it, but that's not true. The worst of the worst of the worst can come back from it. There's been examples of that everywhere around the world. Some of the worst people have turned into great people. Just look up the history of Gandhi if you don't believe me. Okay? You think he's such a great person. He wasn't always great. He changed into that person that is now idolized and legendary. He wasn't always a great person. He's done some pretty cold-hearted stuff. Made some cold-hearted decisions. Had some cold feelings. You can change too. Even this president. He could change. You know, being angry, hateful, and evil, it's like a fire. And the stronger your hate, the more furious you are, the more angry you are, the bigger the fire, and the harder it is to put out. Anger is definitely power, in a way. And it was used for millions and millions of years. It was used by animals and then people to survive, to keep your family alive, to keep your lineage alive. It had its purpose. It did. But now, we're out of that time. We're at the precipice right now as a human race where we're about to figure out how to stop all of the ailments that are unaliving us. We're at that point. We've reached that point. It's time to let go of the past and move into the future. And the future is about understanding, kindness, patience, compassion, and allowing yourself to feel, even though it hurts. When I was younger, I wasn't afraid of anything because I didn't care if I unalived. Everywhere I went, everything I did, at a certain point in my life, I turned it off, the fear. Every single day I lived my life as if that was the day I was going to unalive. And I lived almost my whole life like that. And I lived like that because when I was young, people hurt me. My peers. They hurt my family. I was just too crazy and too different. You know, you could be smart and different. People see the good in you. But if you're not smart like me, and you're really different, it makes you a big target. And it was a lot easier to just not have any fear about anything and to put myself in harm's way and not care. Because if I did unalive, that meant all the pain would go away. And that's what I wanted. Then, back in February of last year, 2025, me and my wife found each other on Tinder from an accident in the program. I had set Tinder to only show me people 30 miles away. And it said I matched with her, my darling Soapy. And when I looked at her distance, she was 8,600 miles away. Normally, I would just say, too far. I'll tell her we matched, but we're too far away. It can never be. And I hope she has the best of luck with everything. But something inside of me made me do something different than what I would normally do. I said, what's the worst that can happen if I become her friend? And now I live with her together. We're married. All because of an accident on a dating app in the program, an error. And because I decided to do something different than what I would normally do. Now I don't feel like I'm ready any day to be unalived. And I don't fear it. What I fear now is not being here for her. Because I make her laugh. But she also makes me laugh. And every day we find ways to laugh together. And all my life, it's been nothing but loneliness and suffering. And I've never had a relationship where I'm not the only one making the other person laugh. I'm the class clown. I make other people laugh. Nobody makes me laugh. But I never met anyone as funny as my wife. And now I understand being here is a blessing. So if you're still here, you can choose. You can choose to not think anymore. Oh, fuck them. They deserved it. You can choose. And that's what you should do. Because the human race needs you. No matter who you voted for, no matter what you thought yesterday, no matter what you were thinking before you saw this video, you can change. Just remember your loss, the ones in your family, your friends, your pets or pet, and understand that these are people too, and we need to stop this harm and this suffering together. So we need you, no matter what you're thinking right now. So please make a change today. Thank you for listening. This is Worst Nightmare signing off. Everybody have a beautiful day and good luck with everything.